All right, welcome back. We're part two, picking back up from verse 29. Okay, we had to have a little bit of a reset, so the clip just cut off, and we're going to pick right back up. Okay? And you will seek good counsel for enlargement from your adversities. So you want to get good counsel so that you can get out of your situation, right? Out of the curses. But there will be none among you, which means there will be one outside of you, but not among you. So everybody outside of where I'm talking about, you will remain in the adversity. Was you saying you the one because you in Jordan? Yes. There's other people in Jordan. None of them trying to build with you.
Nope.
They all waiting for somebody. What are they waiting for? Me. Because I'm telling you the law and all the curses that you have upon you and the instructions for how to get out. Because my sister made a point, and we'll get to that as soon as I finish. Right? So at the adversity, there shall be none among you to show you the truth, so that you will grope in darkness. For this reason, because there's none among you, you will grope in darkness, unable to get out of your current situation. Like the blind who have none passing by the road to see how to direct them in the way. Nor shall you prosper in your ways. Nor shall you prosper in your ways, but be oppressed and afflicted all the days without any to deliver. So you will be oppressed and afflicted for not following these instructions that I'm teaching you today. I don't care what nobody is talking about, because none of the stuff you guys are talking about is here. Ain't no Essene or no Nazarenes, nothing. Not until you keep this law and buy back this land and live in this lifestyle, which is the worship to the Most High, the lifestyle. Now, my sister, while we was on break, she started to recognize the pattern. What did you recognize?
I recognize that it's very much occurring these same words. For instance, 28:25, the word of Yah. Verse 27, the word of Yah. Verse 28, the word of Yah. And I've been watching this for a minute now. You know, in the New Testament says the word. The word actually is the obedience to these instructions. The word is not a person.
You are the person.
You are the son. Israelite man, you're the son. The world is waiting for you to get it together and return back to the word, the instructions.
The word is not for one man. The word is the covenants from Moses back to Abraham, even back to Adam and Abel.
Yes.
The word goes all the way back there. All the covenants, the Shavuot, all the covenants are about this, for that we, a nation of people scattered all over the place, can reconstitute ourselves and regather back in the land and live in this custom and traditions.
Right. Because as it said, that the covenant, which was made with Abraham, it says that it shall not be annulled.
It cannot be canceled to be changed.
Right. So what happened is, because I've heard from some of you that says, well, the Old Testament, that's death. Yeah. When you don't keep
it.
there is death.
When you don't live it.
There's death.
So the word, these instructions are here for you today.
Yes.
To obey.
Yes.
Right? And I'm going to lead you in it because that's what's appointed to me.
Yes. So the word is not a person.
No. You're the person to embody the lifestyle.
That's why your teacher said for you to be a walking Torah. It's for you to be the walking word.
You have to do it. So now the word, right? If you decline, if you say, I don't think so, I don't know, this guy has a strange doctrine, I don't accept this, what is Ak talking about? All right. Mm-hmm. All these problems you in, you'll never get out. You'll die.
Yep.
Now, there's going to be a remnant that I'm going to get. That's a survivor, right? Because after I finish to teach you this law, the next step is law enforcement. Either you enforce it upon yourself, give and come and do it, following every decree, every mandate to the letter, to build up, to become perfect, or you suffer and die and perish from the earth. There is nothing else.
So pretty much you have to acknowledge that you are not keeping the word.
You wrong.
You're wrong.
You were wrong. Right? And I know because I was wrong with you.
Sure was, yes.
So now I'm telling you, after having paid a price, what will it cost you? Everything. I promise you, this cost you everything.
Yes.
It cost who you are. It cost you the hopes and dreams that you have had or possessed for any type of future that you thought you could obtain. It cost you the customs and traditions and the lifestyle you've been living in. It cost you all your money. It cost you everything because you have to exchange all of that for the kingdom's customs, traditions, lifestyles, for the kingdom's land, for the kingdom's prosperity. You have to make an exchange. So you can't have both. They don't exist together or at the same time. One dies and the other lives. So you have to make an exchange. It cost me everything. And it took me 7 years to go through the process to obtain cleanness, to be able to teach you with full understanding, having lived through the process. So I'm telling you, you guaranteed to live through the process. Should you not turn to the right or left, you have to remain faithful. You don't know the way, the teacher does. You don't. There's a way that seems right.
That's right.
But leads unto death. So let me tell you, I've taken the way that is right and seen people take the way that seemed right, and they all got cut off. Repeatedly. Even though I urged them, don't do this, go this way. Trust me, that's not the path. No, I can see, boom, cut off. Why? You have no integrity. You don't accept leadership. So, since you don't accept the leader the Most High appointed, you will continue on your path to death. The curses and the plagues come upon you. Look, it's the same thing like with Moses. As long as they stayed faithful to Moses, they became kings and princes and they went smooth into the land. Right, Joshua and Caleb? Yep. Right, daughters of Zelophehad? Yep. Everybody had an issue with Moses, passed.
Sure did.
And Moses passed because he appointed his lot with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to continue. So let's see some more of these contraries, these curses, right? That afflict them.
Yes.
All the days. You will betroth a wife, but another will have sex with her. Right? Now, betrothed, this your girlfriend. The woman you desire. Because we don't have dating. It's betrothal, because you're supposed to marry every daughter of Zion. And now look. You sleep with her and she go sleep with somebody else, and this is permissible. All right. Thou will build a house, but not dwell in it. You built everything in America, everything, but you own none of it. Thou will plant the vineyard, but not make it common. None of you have given first fruits. None of you have given tithes of any kind in the land. I know, because I sat at the mountain and lived there and waited and didn't see none of you show up. Because you have to, you cannot plant the vineyard and make it common from far. Because even if you did live far, you're supposed to sell it, bring the money, and then buy it back when you get here to offer it. Nope. Gone. Your oxen will be killed. You looking on, but without eating of them. Your asses will be taken from you. No oxes. We have no cows. We have no donkeys. But they will not be returned. Your sheep will be delivered over to your enemies, and there will be for you no deliverance. That's what happens. We can't get out. Everything going, can't get it back. You out trying to get red boots, Mickey Mouse shoes.
All the protesting and stuff, and nothing is changing for you. There's no deliverance.
There's no deliverance. Right? As a matter of fact, the only thing you can do is celebrate somebody who got some measure of fame and said something truthful and died. All your heroes are dead. I don't need a dead hero. Your sons and daughters will be given up to another people. Human trafficking. The slave trade. And your eyes see it. You see this. My daughter's missing. They got human trafficking. Listen, you think this government that have the power to make war with any nation does not have the power to stop human trafficking? They have the power and the ability to stop human trafficking, but they not, because they are who they are. They eat from this. It's profitable. Somebody is profiting from this. They enjoy it on secret islands and faraway places. And your eyes see it and grow dim. So now you become blinded because of them from day to day. It blinds you every day. Your eyes get dimmer and dimmer until you just ignore it.
Right. It becomes normal.
It becomes normal to you. Right.
Yeah.
And in your hand will be no good work by which you may prevail in prayer before Yah, your Father. Who is in heaven, that he may save you. Your Father. Hebrew Israelite, black man.
Yeah, the Father saves us.
Black people, niggas. Your father. You are fatherless because you refuse to listen to this. The day I heard this, I hearkened to this and I lived it. And that's how I got here. And that's how I have to tell you how to do this so you can be with me, because this is what you prayed for at Mount Sinai in Horeb.
Mm-hmm.
Your father. So ain't no mystical sky niggas gonna save you. You niggas gonna have to hear what I'm saying and get some sense to obey what I'm commanding you today.
You know, when I started in this instructions, I had to ask myself a question. Because, I used to believe in the mystical sky nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Very fluent in it. I had to ask myself a question. If he was the word and he died for my sins, which we all know that sins is, disobedience to the law.
Right.
Why am I still in the curses?
Basic common question.
I had to really, really be honest with myself. And then I recognized this is an idol.
Mm-hmm.
And this idol has to go.
Right. It's the frosting on the cake. Because living in those nations that you're scattered in is an idol.
Yeah.
Living scattered is an idol. Why? The moment that this instruction reach you, if you be a Hebrew Israelite, you're supposed to immediately adhere to this instruction and come here to us. There is nobody else telling you this or teaching you this. There's people telling you we can go here, we can go there, this is there, blah, blah, blah. They're lying. Because it said you had to cross over Jordan. There's only one Jordan. One. Now, you may not want to come here, and you may not want to do it, but there is only one. And I'm here in it. And Joshua buried here. So if you don't want to follow this instruction, you deserve the punishment, because enforcement will come and it will reward those who obey, and it will continue to punish unto death those who disobey this instruction that you're hearing today, because this won't be repeated again. What? I'm not going to repeat this again. There's no need. When I go from this, after this Day of Atonement, I'm going into what? Judgment. Where we begin to judge the first ones and see where the law sits and learn to have some reasoning. If you're going to obey it, you've heard everything up till now. So season 2 will begin with judgment. And we're going to start practicing how we go back and forth and judge the law, having read it fully. The fruitage of your ground and all of your labor will a people whom thou hast not known devour. So none of these white people and none of these nations we're scattered in were with us to join in with us in the covenant. None of them.
And it says the people whom thou hast not known.
Right. You don't know these people. They came up on you 400 years ago. They chased you out with war 1,000 years before that.
Can I ask you a question?
You didn't know them?
Didn't the seed of Jacob know the seed of Edom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's Saudi. They right here.
Okay.
You know them. These Europeans, you don't know them.
No. Okay, that's what I thought.
And thou shalt be oppressed and trodden down all the days. Right? So now you've been trodden down. You march and you cry out and you complain about all the injustice, but there is none to help you. And you will be maddened, angry by the vengeance. So that's, you see that anger? You want vengeance, right? You'll be angry. You'll need to see them destroyed. Okay. And be shaken by the sight of your eyes that you will see. You will be shaken.
You'll be shaken.
So you want vengeance. You will be shaken by the sight of your eyes that you will see. You're going to see it right here, right now. You're going to see it. Why? Because the judgment is coming out to judge you and them. Yes. When the Most High brings out the punishments, the punishment is for all manner of wickedness.
Right.
And the salvation is for those who heard the instruction and they were in the process doing it with the one he sent to tell you to do it. Buy land in Jordan. Buy farms, buy vineyards, grow food, and feed yourselves. Buy cities. Buy the whole thing, not just the block. Buy the whole thing and rule over it under this law. Okay.
So you're not excluded, you're included. Interesting.
Yeah, Yah will smite you with a sore ulcer in the knees.
Wait, where are you? We're on 35.
Yeah, I'm on 35. The word of your Yah will smite you with a sore ulcer in the knees.
Ooh.
Oh, your knees hurt. Well, because you bent them. This is the reason. Because you bent them in the matter of transgression. And in the legs by which you ran into it. So you're running into transgressions intentionally. You're doing it. You're doing it intentionally. So you're going to have ulcers, sore knees, arthritis, right? Gout, water, all of that. You're going to have bad knees because you are bending them to follow and work for a country in a nation you got no business in any further. After today, this day, today is the last day. And for all the stuff you're running into in the future that is not of this instruction, you're going to have problems in your legs. Okay. For if you, I'm continuing to read, this is the same verse, 35. For if you be not converted to the law, you cannot be saved. You think I'm making this up. Go ahead, you read it.
For if you be not converted to the law, you cannot be saved.
Now, when is this for again? Is this for tomorrow?
No, this day.
Today.
Today. Yes. Yes, this day.
This day.
This day. Yes.
So if you hear this video, it's for this day. Right?
Most definitely.
Whatever day you get it. So if you listen to this video, send it to somebody else and convict them too. Because they deserve the same thing you getting for having heard it and not being converted with you. Pass it around.
So we have to be converted to the law.
And this is for blacker people, black people, the scattered people, Afro people.
So for us, When we are converted to the law, then we're saved.
Then you are saved. You'll be saved from the wrath that's about to come out when this is finished.
So all of you saying, I'm saved. Hallelujah.
No.
I'm saved.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. So, if you be not converted to the law, you cannot be saved. But will be beaten by it.
By the law.
By the law.
Okay.
You will be beaten by the law from this instruction. This one which we have been receiving this whole time and nobody told you. From the sole of your feet unto the crown of your head. We'll be back, continuing. I told y'all, this one was a doozy. We back. So you will be beaten by this law, by it, by these curses, to death now. From the sole of your feet unto the crown of your head.
So is this why ever since we've started reading the law, proclaiming this law, hell's been breaking loose all
over the world.
Snowball effect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's listen to this. Yah will make you and your king, whom you may set over you, to go away among a people that neither you nor your fathers have known. And you will carry tribute to peoples who worship idols of wood, a cross, and stone, a Kaaba. Or a statue. Okay. So, understand, this the price, all right? Now, when I tell you, you can go look up my family. It's King Jaja of Apobo. That's Opobo. Apobo. Now, he's not from Apobo. He's from Imo State in Nigeria. You can go look him up. He was the last reigning king over Bani, the Bani people. You'll know Bani. You can go look him up in Ezra. You'll see that the people of Bani was the largest tribe of Judah. However, King Jaja is Ephrati. He is from the smallest tribe. You can go look it up. And he was taken by the Queen of England and then exiled to St. Vincent. And then he was assassinated and killed on the way to Tenerife Island. You can go look it up. I've given you just a brief synopsis of my great-grandfather. I've lived in the States. My family has been in the States for now maybe like 124 years. So since I know my family heritage and what it has taken and the toll it has taken, it's a little different. I know my lineage, right? Right? My family, the Bani people and everybody else. Every day I get a message about when I'm coming back to Nigeria to go join the people over there. I'm not going over there. No, that's not the instruction. I'm not going to promote the disobedience of leaving the land and not following this law to appease anybody, to pay tribute to no manner of unlawfulness. So what? I'm king. So what? So what? His throne is empty in Africa. So what?
Ain't they supposed to be coming?
They better come over here if they know what's good for them. And if the thought of your heart be to worship their idols, you shall be for astonishment, for proverbs and tales among the sons of the Gentiles, where Yah will have scattered you. This is true today. We still under this.
Sure is.
You will carry much seed into the field, but gather in little, for the locust shall eat it. So now you planted all these fields. You planted them. Every farmer in America has prospered greatly from the plantations. And yet you gather in for yourself little, nothing. The locust eat it. You will plant vineyards and till them, but will not drink the wine nor press out the vintage, because the worm will have consumed it. You will have olive trees in all your borders, but will not be anointed with oil, for your olive trees will fail. You will have sons and daughters, but they will yield you no advantage, for they shall go into captivity. I want you to understand this. Everything I'm reading, not only has it happened, but I want you to know this is also the punishment for not listening to me today. Because over the next 41 some odd years, right? This is the beginning of year 2 for the earth. Our year 2 doesn't begin till Nisan. It's in another 6-7 months. And you're not going to adhere to nothing I'm telling you today. You're going to look at me like I'm a madman, like this is entertainment, until calamity falls on you. So with that being said, I'm just going to tell you that this is coming in the future. So as the world goes into chaos and the rest of this war break out all over the world and everybody suffer, it will touch U.S. soil and everywhere else for that matter. As you go to other places to try to get establishment, this will follow you there. Over 40 years, every place you go, sons of Israel, daughters of Zion, this curse will continue. So it ain't over. You're about to see it when it's condensed and pressed down into a 40-year period. This will not cease from you from the next 40 years. All the trees and fruits of your land, the locusts will destroy. See, these are all the plagues, and this is why it's coming. So every time you go to Africa and plant you a plantation if you want. This is what's coming. Okay? Go anywhere. It doesn't matter. The uncircumcised who dwelleth among you will rise above you with ascension and upon ascension. So the uncircumcised, right, who live with you, they're going to build up ascension upon ascension. But you will go downwards by descent after descent.
You get lower and lower.
You're going to get lower and lower. If you think this is low, because you built yourself up now, right? You got money, you got bags, you got cars, you have an unbelievable amount of buying power and economy, and you have done nothing.
Keep getting lower and lower and lower.
No, it's going to get low. Wait till you see this. This is going to be an astonishment.
Woof.
He will lend to you, but you will not lend to him. He will be the master and you the servant. And all of these curses will come upon you and will follow you and cleave to you until you have perished, died, because you would not hearken to the word of Yah, your Allah.
Literal words.
To observe his commandments and statutes which he commanded you, and they will be upon you for signs and portents, and upon your children forever. So that's why you can't get out. So if you see this on you, I'm the only one telling you how to get out. Everybody with you is leading you into a ditch. Every teacher with you. I was raised up from among you and came out from you. Now I'm telling you, we have to do this thing. None of your other leaders have this information. They all are lying, greedy dogs. All of them. So they're going to be upon you forever. For what reason? For that you would not serve before Yah, your Allah, cheerfully, with rightness of heart, for the abundance of all good. See? That's worship. You would not do what he wrote down happily. You don't think this is a good thing. It's not nothing to cheer about. I'm cheering about it. Yes. I'm happy to do it. I choose this. Whatever sacrifices must be made, whatever must be lost, I don't care. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm so happy in doing this. I can't explain to you the joy. The health I feel in my body is amazing.
Yes. Yes.
With rightness of heart for the abundance. So I'm doing this because I love the instruction and I want to do it with perfection. And for the abundance of all good. I want the abundance. And I just got to getting my health into some goodness here. So I'm like, listen, I'm going to continue on the way because I know the rest is coming. But maybe you don't want that for yourself.
You know, as we're reading this, I think about, you ever hear when people say, oh, you know, me being the black sheep of the family, I'm the one chosen to break the curse, you know, break the generational curses. Well, to do that is to align with this instruction. That's what you was choose for. It wasn't to go and get the bag and no. It was, you recognize that yes, you're chosen to break the curse, but breaking that curse is getting back to these instructions. Wow.
So, since you will not serve, that means live the lifestyle that's written here, right? Riding around on camels and donkeys and farming here in Jordan to eventually move back to the land. Let's see what you will do instead. But you will serve your enemies, whom the word of Yah will send against you. In hunger, so you're going to be hungry. Oh, look at that. The price of food going up. Now you can't buy enough, so you're hungry. Thirst. Well, there goes the drinks too. Plus they contaminated the water. So now you got to buy food and that water, which is the cheapest thing to buy. Nakedness. Oh, just look around. Everybody's naked.
Naked, yes.
Not over here. Over here, they ain't wearing hijabs. They covered up. I mean, you got some of them out here in burqas. They are covered up. They in burqas and niqabs. They covered. But over there,
you're naked.
You're naked.
Exposed.
All the time. I mean, nothing but nakedness. I just got a BBL today. Look at my naked booty. All right. And in nakedness and the want of every good. You want every good. You want the palaces. You want to be wealthy. You want nice things, but you can't have it. Those who get it at such an awful price. Others don't want it. And then they even lock you out from it. Okay. And they will put an iron yoke upon your necks until it hath worn you away. Yep. The word of Yah will cause a people to fly upon you.
From afar.
From afar. They will fly from the ends of the earth, swift as an eagle flieth, a people whose language thou wilt not understand. Wait until these people fly over there and drop these bombs. Wait. You know it's coming. You think it? You think this is talking about something in the past? No. This today. You about to get this.
And if you think about it, some has already flew in the land, and they don't understand their language. But the West rescued them, brought them in,
don't worry.
and still bringing them in.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna get this.
All of this is happening.
You're getting this. A people whose language thou wilt not understand. A people hard in visage. Who will not respect the old, nor have pity on the young. And they will consume the increase of your cattle and the fruit of your ground till you are wasted away. For they will leave you neither corn, oil, wine, herds, nor flocks, until the time that they have destroyed you. And they will shut you up in your cities. Wait till you see these 15-minute cities. They will shut you up in your cities until they have demolished your high walls, whereby you trusted to be saved in all your land. For they shall besiege you in all your cities in the whole land which Yah your Allah gave you. Now this happened then, and it's going to happen now. And the children of your womb shall be consumed. You will eat them in the famine. Wait till you see this. Even the flesh of your sons and daughters, whom Yah your Allah did give you, by reason of the anguish and oppression wherewith your enemies shall oppress you.
They love the McDonald's burgers and those.
Even on top of that, if you look at it now, you're finding more and more people are killing their own children. They get these child support or these CPS cases, and they're just killing the children. You'll see it. You're seeing it now. You continue. Do it your way. If you go your way, this is what's happening. It'll continue to happen until it knock on your door. Because you're going to get hit with this. Okay? The man who is gentle and refined among you will look with evil eyes upon his brother. And the wife who reposes upon his bosom and upon the rest of his children who remain. So he's going to have evil eyes towards his brother and his wife and his children. So let's take a look. There was this guy, he made all these kids with different women. All of those women were his wives, according to the law. So this is the law's perspective. And all of those children are his children. And he had an evil eye towards all of them. He wanted all of them to have abortions and he didn't want to remain or be with any of them after laying with them. Well, this is common, right? It's the same thing. All baby mamas and baby daddies suffer from this curse.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yes.
And it will continue. They dread having children.
Yeah.
Right? Young man have a child at the age 15, 16, instead of it being celebrated, is looked at as if he destroyed his life. He will not give to one of them of the flesh of his children which he eateth. So there's no inheritances. He won't.
He won't.
There's no inheritance. He will not give to one of them of the flesh of his children, which he eateth. So he eats the inheritance. Yes. He eats everything of his life, all of his work, all of his labor. He just eats it all. Because nothing remaineth to him in the anguish and straighteneth, which with I will straighten you in all your cities. So this is a restriction. The word straighten, right, is a narrow place, right? So it's so narrow you can't even stretch out, you can't move, you can't have nothing. It is too small.
Like being backed in a corner.
You're backed in a corner. So now he has to, anything he make, he can work at a good job, he can have the best job in town, right? I don't know if you people ever, some people in small towns, right? So you know how there's those guys, they call them fat cats. They work at the factory. Yeah. They got the best job in town. They getting top pay.
Yeah.
Don't leave nothing for the kids. There's no inheritance, nothing. Right? Look at Master P. He got to tell his own son, well, I got up and made it. You got to get up and make it. There's nothing for his son. He's eating it all. She who is delicate and luxurious among you, who has not ventured to put the sole of her foot upon the ground, from tenderness and delicacy, will look with evil eyes upon the husband of her bosom, upon her son and her daughter. So now the woman, beautiful, becomes predatory. Curse. So now she want to spike your drink and take your money. Before or after she's laid with you, she's become predatory. And the offspring she has born, for she will eat them in secret. Yeah, single mothers. You are eating, consuming your children in secret. How are you doing it in secret? You receive child support and lay up nothing for your children. Your children have no inheritance from the child support which they have received. They buy bags, they go on vacations, they buy food, and they put the food on the table for the child, and they provide for the child the minimums, maybe a little bit extra, but there is nothing for this child to build a future upon. No land, no structure, no inheritance. So they will eat them in secret through the want of all things. So they want everything. I told you. They want bags, they want shoes, they want clothes. They just want everything.
And now you find them leasing land and then putting it in the children's names.
All right. They do everything. Listen. They take the money they've saved up from child support and they buy themselves a place to live.
Right. It be they for them.
They go get themselves. You know what I'm saying? A luxury condo, a co-op, or a house in some nice suburbanized area, you know, and this mine. And then tell the child, you got to get up and get your own.
Yep.
They pay all the house bills with all the child support, and then the child have nothing.
That's right. Wow.
By reason of the anguish and oppression which your enemies shall oppress you in your cities. Again, by reason of the oppression. So if you want Section 8, you can't have a man. So what do you do with your man? You make sure you put him out. Right? You can't collect child support for a father you with. You got to put him out to collect. So you always banking on collecting based upon a breakup.
Yeah.
You want child support and alimony? You got to do that. You got to divorce and break up your family to collect.
Yep.
We're going to be back.
That's the best.
Deuteronomy 28 and 58. Here we go. If you observe not to perform all the commands of this law in this book, to reverence this glorious and fearful name, Yah, your Allah, this one, Yah, your Allah, the word of Yah will hide the Holy Spirit from you. When the plagues come upon you and your children, great and continuous plagues, they will not cease. I'm telling you, I told you 40 years until you be here and obeying or dead. Great and continuous, which will not leave you, and grievous and continual evils that will grow old upon your bodies, and will turn upon you all the woes which were sent upon the west, the Mitzrayim, before which you were afraid, and they shall cleave to you. So, if you didn't get this last verse, these plagues are coming upon you and the rest of the world. I'm not saying nobody is safe. The entire Western system, all of it, because the Most High has turned one enemy upon itself. Russia was part of the G8. They part of. They was in league. They was all together. China too. Now the Most High has turned our enemies against themselves globally. And you don't understand why. You see it, but you perceive it not. These plagues that are getting ready to come in a way and a fashion that you can understand it with a great magnitude and a great death and dying and outpouring, right? For the next 40 years, these plagues are actually going to be stuck to you till you come here and live this law under my tutelage. Now, there's nobody else that can make that claim.
No.
Right? They can try, but they will die too. But you can try. There is none. Okay? So, it's going to be sent upon the West, the Mitzrayim, the Westerners, before which you were afraid. You always been afraid of them. Oh, they got bombs, missiles, and tanks. They got guns. They. It's going to hit the day in your life. And they shall cleave to you, but the plague's going to cleave and stick on you. So though it doesn't utterly wipe you out at one time like it does them, it's going to continue in every place you go And everybody's going to recognize it wasn't this bad until these people got here.
Here in 59, it says, the word of Yah will hide the Holy Spirit from you when the plagues come upon you. That's a famine.
Yeah.
That reminds me in Ruth chapter 1 when it talks about the 10 famines. So this here
is the 10th famine.
Is the 10th famine.
So none of you have the Holy Spirit. So you can holler and dance and shout and cry out and believe and have an emotional experience all you want. None of you. It hasn't been with us
for a long time.
For a long time. Because the first sign of it is to return to your law, your land, your customs, and your traditions. This is the first sign that you have received instruction, which comes from the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit leads you to obey this law, nothing else. This one, yeah, I know they put white people on the cover. This law.
No will deter you from it.
Neither will it deter you from it. And anybody who claims that they know about this and they doing it and they're not here obeying, because the instructions said you have to cross Jordan. Mm-hmm. So they are lying and deceiving you. Mm-hmm. There is only one Rabbi Sheikh in all the world. Mm-hmm. And anybody who wish to walk in this law must come and follow me. Mm-hmm. Even I wished it was another way. Even I prayed for this to be different. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. All right. And evils also that are not written in the book of this law will the word of Yah stir up against you until you are consumed. What evils are these? These are the evils which get proclaimed throughout the prophets. But you need the Targums to understand these evils. So believe me when I tell you, these are enough. I have another video series called Night of Memorials, where I read to you the plagues of the prophets. It's another one of my playlists. You can simply go to my playlist on YouTube and watch them and see. I have pronounced additional plagues upon you from this law, and you're receiving them. Until you are consumed. You're going to receive them until you are consumed. And you who were as the stars of heaven for a multitude will be left a few people, because you hearkened not, did not hear, and did not do to the word of Yah, your Allah. See that?
Yes, it is, sir.
See that?
Yes, sir.
Now you see why I told them I'll never go viral. I'm not here for the multitude of these people. No. I'm here for the survivors after this war, after they receive this plague and become small.
Yes, the remnant.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So we're going to go from over 150 million to something very small and manageable that I can manage.
Like Gideon.
Right. He started out with a great multitude, ended up with 300. Something like this. But I'm not going to start with 300. It will be greater than Moses.
Right.
It will be a multitude larger than Moses. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to come at one time like Moses is.
No.
Moses handled the largest multitude ever in the history, and he said it was too much. And I appreciate him for that prayer. So we're going to get ours a little bit at a time.
Right.
So instead of us wandering for 40 years, we just build and establish one place and the next place a little bit over time, over 40 years.
So it's more of a gathering in the 40 years.
It's the 40-year gathering process. They're going to think that this is strange because they don't believe nothing that come out my mouth until it park up in their living room. And you will be left a few because you hearken not to the word of Yah your Allah. As the word of Yah rejoiced over you to do good and multiply you, so will he rejoice in sending against you strange nations to destroy and make you desolate. And you shall be uprooted from the land which you are going to possess. That has happened. So I already see that we received these, and I want out. So I came to follow it, and it's true, you can get out.
Yes, you can.
And Yah will disperse you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other. Got that too? He's 2 for 2, batting 1,000. And you shall be tributaries to the worshipers of idols, taxpayers, to the worshipers of idols of wood and stone, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. 3 for 3. And if your mind be divided to worship their idols, he will send between you and those nations that you shall have no repose, no rest for the sole of your foot. And you will give you there a fearful heart, which darkens the eye and wears out the soul.
He gonna wear you out.
No rest.
Ooh.
What? I can rest when I die. Now you just hustling. I'm not hustling, player. Nah, I'm not a hustler. I'm done. I work efficiently. I put seed in the ground, it comes up, and I prosper from it. I live like a fat cat. I'm wealthy beyond all belief. I'm wealthier than most of you know. I hide it very well. Better get you some land.
Yeah, and it says you'll be tributary, so
tax-paying.
So you buying land or wherever you are and you paying taxes, you don't own the land. It still belongs to them. Wow.
And your life will be in suspense. You will be in dread day and night and have no assurance of your life. That's how it is, right? Every mother fears that her son. Every father knows that he has to walk out his life and death every day, especially if you're in America. But yes, every day you survive in day to day. In suspense, fear of your life. In the morning, you will say, "Oh, I can't wait for nighttime to come. Oh, that it were evening. For afflictions will make the hours of the day longer before you. And at evening, you will say, oh, I wish it was morning. Oh, that it were morning. For afflictions will make the hours of the night longer before you because of the terror of your heart. for you will be in a stupor. A stupor.
What stupors?
A state of near unconsciousness or insensibility. You know how you see a boxer, he get hit and he moving, but he knocked out? That's a stupor. Remember the video I sent you about the drunk?
Yeah.
And he spin all the way around before he fall down?
Yep.
A stupor. Like those people high and hopped up on fentanyl, like all the drug addicts on heroin. The
zombies.
Without your ever-loving mind, without being high, a stupor, by a vision of your eyes, which you will see for punishment and be terrified. So all of this is a punishment. All because you refuse to hear the law that I'm teaching you and to come and buy the land and live on it according to the law that I'm teaching you. See?
Yeah, I see.
And the word of Yah will bring you captive to the west in ships through the sea of Suf by the way you passed over, of which I said to you, no more shall you see it. And there you will be sold to your enemies at the beginning for a dear price, a good price, as artificers, and afterwards at a cheap price, as servants and handmaids, until you be worthless and be consigned. What does that word mean? Delivered. Right? To deliver to a person's keeping. Right? He consigned a painting, sent by a public carrier. Right? To put something in a place in order to be rid of them. Till you be worthless and be consigned to unpriced labor. And there be none who will take you. This is where we are. Unpriced labor. There is none to take you. So now people are trying to get, right, social media famous so people can distribute money over social media. Crowd sharing is what it started to be called. So you need a lot of fans and a lot of people to subscribe and join your channel, and they give you $1 and $5. And if you get 50,000 people to give you $1, you got $50,000 today. And if people give you $1 when you go live and everything else. So now you got loyal fans and OnlyFans and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, everybody trying to go live and do reels and sell products and anything. Do anything. This is where you are. And it's going to continue and get worse until you see it. It gets worse and worse until you see it. These are the words of the covenant which Yah commanded Moses to ratify with the children of Israel in the land of of Moab. Besides that covenant which he ratified with them at Horeb.
You know, brother, in their books, it only goes to 68. They left out this part.
These are 69.
Was left out of their book.
There's a 69th verse.
Yes, it is.
These are the words of the covenant which Yah covenanted Musa to ratify with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, besides that covenant which he ratified with them at Horeb. along with. So there's two parts to the law. There's the 10 words, then the blessings and the contraries for the sons. 2, Debarim, 2 words. See?
Yes, sir.
Now, I've been reading these plagues, right?
Yes, you have.
But I have read these plagues to you 3 times. Before this, 3 times. When I read you the law in Exodus, and I taught that from the beginning, from chapter 20, it's spread out. In Leviticus, I read you the law and its contraries, its curses. In Leviticus, it's spread out. And I read it to you in Numbers and showed you how the Most High persecuted and killed the people who refused to follow the instructions of the law and the leadership that was appointed by the Most High's anointed, that the word chose. When I say the word, the instructions. Moses had to walk a specific path to be the one chosen. That's how they recognized that he was Moses. It wasn't through any magical means.
Brother, what just Exodus and Leviticus, the education, Numbers, enforcement.
Deuteronomy, you have to have the application.
I got it. I got it. Yes.
It follows the same pattern.
I see the order. I see the order.
All right. That completes Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to stop here. I know I said I was going to do 2 chapters a day, but that is so much for you to intake that I'm not going to overwhelm you, because you have to accept all of this today, and there's already a part 1 and a part 2. So this closes the Festival of Trumpets. Okay? This closes the Festival of Trumpets. And you have heard the law and the blessings and the contraries, which is the song which comes up at the end of the video every time, right? For the last 7 days after the trumpets are blown. And as you can see, I'm blowing a silver trumpet, right? And there's also a shofar trumpet. Okay? But the silver trumpet, when you see the silver trumpet blown, this is mandate of the law. When you see the silver trumpet blown and the ensign, you are to gather to this place. Hi, my sign, right? According to the instructions of this book and this name of Yah, you have had 4 proofs over 7 days. And you have heard the Debarim, the law, the 10 words, which I taught from the beginning, and the blessings and the contraries, which I have set in order before you. After they have come upon you, a few of you will be converted in your heart and return to the fear of Yah.
If you would, before you close out, can you give us the definition of the ratify?
The word ratify.
Yes, because it says it was ratified here in the land of Moab and ratified in Horeb.
No problem. Let me get back to
28:6-9. a sign or give formal consent to a treaty, contract, or agreement, making it officially valid.
So this was signed. A signed document, sealed. To seal it, this is the sign. A sign is the seal. And Moses was king at that time. I don't know if we got to that yet. Yes, we did. We went over that. Because we're getting ready to close it out. So at that time, Moses was king, and this was the covenant he signed. The same way I signed unto it. Yeah, I made the same covenant. I signed right to it. Okay? High priest, witnesses, everything, everybody present. At the time I signed it, somebody thought that it was a joke. But here we are today. And you're going to be faced with the rest of the process. Just because it rolls out slow, the speed at which it rolls out is mercy to give you a chance to assess what is happening so that you might change your mind. You can listen to my classes over and over and over and over again. This will break away the stony heart and replace it with a heart of flesh, and you will become aware. It will enlighten your eyes. Unlike any other teachings, it will show you the way and tell you where to put your money and where to come that you, the sons of Israel, you might be blessed. And when I say might, I mean that you will. The might is whether or not you listen. These are the words of the blessings and the contraries, which I have said in order before you. And after they have come upon you, a few of you will be converted in your heart to return to the fear of Yah in all the dispersions among the nations in which Yah has scattered you. Well, that's it for today. Enjoy your feast day. I'm going to go eat.
Yes.
One step at a time, one day at a time.
One